because the seat remain in his hand. He is still the MP, and our Prime Minister, Mr. Andrew Holness, will decide who he put there when Mr. Shaw.
But you sound, Prophet, as if you don't think that Mr. Miller or Mr. McCulskey meet the greatness of Audley Shaw, and hence that's where you come in. You talk about Audley not going yet. Do you believe that if you are not the person who get the nod, then Mr. Shaw may have a change of heart because you are the person who seems to be backing?
I am not there to take or to claim the seat. I have already endorsed to be the counselor for the Christian division. I'm working with Mr. Harrison, and I am comfortable as a counselor.
Oh.
At this time, I am not rushing any seat. I want to be an MP, and I will work with anyone Mr. Shaw and Mr. Holness choose for the seat.
Oh.
So I'm not there to say I want to be an MP. No. I am comfortable with the councillor seat.
Oh, so you're backing away. You're backing away from being an aspirant for the member of parliament, and you're now saying that
I've never applied or said I'm going to be the MP. There was speculations. Another person approached me and said, "You, Prophet, you're fit for the MP position." I accept that, yes, but I wasn't pushing that in that regard.
But my information on the ground, Prophet, is that, it was argued that if you're not the man who gets in the seat from Mr. Shaw, then certainly Audley probably have a change of heart and decide to stay. That's not so?
Well, the whole Manchester, the whole Northeast is saying Prophet Row. Yes, I understand all of that, but you have to remember this. It's not just because of Mr. Shaw alone. The Prime Minister also have a go. He's the one who have to decide that also. And there's much more ahead of that. So it's not just saying that Prophet Row, you qualify, you can be there. It go far from that.
So you're saying that you're the preferred man there among the Labourites in Northeast Manchester?
No, I'm not saying I'm preferred the man there.
Because you said the whole Northeast Manchester is saying Prophet Row. So
yes, they're saying Prophet Row. It's not that because they're saying Prophet Row, I'm going to run in.
No, man, not you running in. I'm asking you if, based on what you have just said to us, that the whole Manchester is saying Prophet Row, you believe that at the moment you're the favored person of the three if you should throw your hat in the ring at the MP level?
Well, if it became to me, I would be one of the preferred, not just the one. I would be one of them.
One of
because
them.
There's more in the JLP atmosphere that is also qualified.
So who?
But as I said before, I am not running for the seat. I am comfortable with the councillor position.
Okay, so the fact that you are not, you decline, you are taking the position of councillor. Now, who are you showing your support behind in the constituency now, in terms of being a member of parliament? Is that Mr. Miller or Mr. McCulskey?
I am for the both of them. All my delegates, them that just come to my church that also supported me, I say to them, you're free to choose who you want to choose. It is an open line. We're a comfortable group. McCulskey is very comfortable with Mr. Miller. Mr. Miller was comfortable with McCulskey.
No, not so at all. Not so at all. Not so at all. I am privy to voice notes coming out of WhatsApp group, and I'm sure you are also privy, that the thing have reached a level where threat and barbs is being thrown from McCulskey supporter over to Miller's supporter and vice versa. Aren't you aware of that, sir?
I have no knowledge of that.
Really?
No.
You're not in the loop then, Prophet Bro?
Because you cannot hear what persons are saying.
No, man, is that a matter of here? We have the receipts.
But I've never heard Mr. McCulskey saying that he is not with Miller, and never hear Mr. Miller saying that he is not with McCulskey. I've never heard.
No. Let me clarify.
And I know that they want the best for the party.
Let me clarify. I'm not saying that this threat has come, or the threats have come from Mr. Mr. Miller or Mr. Mikulski. I'm saying in groups, WhatsApp groups, supporters are quite antsy, and there's a vigorous situation that is taking place now with the two camps. I've not heard of your camp being in there, but you're now qualified to say that you have substantively removed yourself from wanting to be an MP candidate, certainly at this time, and you are satisfied with being the candidate for the Christian division.
But I am not saying that I am removing myself to be a candidate for the MP position, because I've never applied or give any ideas that I'm going to be the MP. I've never do that. I already endorsed as the councillor for the Christian division, and that's where I am activating myself.
Okay. But you also said a while ago that you are supporting the two of them, meaning Omar and Mr. Miller.
That is in my atmosphere, my division. I already spoke to them. We have meetings time and time, and we have said to them, you have a free heart to choose which one you want to choose. It is neutral. We are one party, and we are communicating together as one.
But as a man of the cloth, a prophet, you know that one of the things that is often said is that you cannot serve two masters. So there comes a time when you will have to basically decide your mind as to, are you backing Omar, are you backing Aldrin, or you staying with Mr. Shaw and influencing Mr. Shaw to stay, or if there is a third person, you will be backing that third person. You have to make up your mind, sir.
Whoever my Prime Minister endorsed and placed in his seat, I will 100% support my Prime Minister.
All right. So, I have to probably shift gear a little, because I thought my understanding is that you were basically, there as the aspirant at the MP level, and you are the man who, although Mr. Shaw endorsed Omar earlier, he seemed as if he was having a change of heart and he was showing his support behind you fully, based on what you said to me, that the entire Northeast Manchester is calling Prophet Rowe's name. Because if you have an entire Northeast Manchester among the Labour that is calling your name, then at the end of the day, one would think that you would be the man who would be going forward. But you're saying, alas, no, not so. You are there as councillor.
I am there as councillor.
No, Prophet.
Not a position as yet for the MP. Why? Because Mr. Shaw is still there. He is not resigning as yet. So we cannot say, okay, there's a position now, so we can go ahead and place someone in his seat. Persons are putting themselves together, getting themselves qualified, so they fit in the seat when he resigned. But for now, the seat is still there.
You're very close to Mr. Shaw.
Yes.
You're very close to Mr. Shaw. Based on what you're gleaning, you believe that Mr. Shaw may have a change of heart, or you think he is out, so it's now for the party to decide who they will be selected, or the people to decide?
I don't think Mr. Shaw has been a change of heart. God is directing him. He's in good health. He is doing well.
He's in good health?
Yes.
Okay.
And he's doing well at this time. We're now waiting on the Prime Minister and Mr. Shaw, and whoever else is there to appoint whoever they want to appoint. But for now, Mr. Shaw is still there. He's not resigning as yet, so we cannot say nothing at all. So it's just neutral. We have to bring back the party together and to make a brighter Northeast Manchester.
But it's not about resignation. Mr. Shaw is not about resignation. It's about whether he will be going on until the end of his tenure. So will he basically telegraph that, listen, definitely he is not going back? Are you picking up that he may be drifting? Well, he said that before, that he will not be going back. But are you picking up that he may be having a change of heart? I'm putting the question to you again. Because you have not said definitively that here what happened. Mr. Shaw is holding to his position and he will be stepping away.
The people love Mr. Shaw.
Mm-hmm.
And because of the love for the people and the people that love him, he don't resign as yet because of that. Because everywhere he go, people want to touch him, people want to hug him. People say, sir, we don't want you to leave us as yet. And these are encouragement that keep him alive, keep him strong, and let him stay. Because everywhere he go, people love him.
But the legacy of Mr. Shaw in terms of development in the constituency, it's not there. When you walk across the constituency, very, very lacking basic things such as even community centers.
Great in society, wonderful. You have done
no, let's veer us on Northeast Manchester. What are the great things that Mr. Shaw has done for Northeast Manchester?
I will not point out or identify.
Maybe is it that you will not or you can't? Which one?
I can, but I won't at this time.
You won't.
Right now, as I'm speaking, since I am on his team, we just purchased 60 acres of property for our church and also for Northeast Manchester members. We buying land. Give Mr. Holness right now as I speak. He should be in the parish this week giving away free houses. So we not.
You mean when you say giving away free houses, you mean houses that built out of the taxpayers of Jamaica money? He will be handing them over. That's what you're talking about.
Well, wherever the money is coming from, Mr. Holness have a good heart, Mr. Shaw have a good heart, and they're for the people.
No, the taxpayers' money of Jamaica is used to build houses in terms of indigent housing and social housing. The Prime Minister, you're saying that they're...
Would you take your own money to take care of your family to build houses to give away for Jamaican people?
No.
Would you?
If I would? Certainly, if I was that endowed, I would. I would. If I had it like that, and there's somebody who have a need, I would not even bat an eye in order to do so. But what happened? The point I'm making, you said that, listen, Mr. Wallace is going to come and give away some houses.
That is a wonderful step.
Which is what all Prime Minister does. It is not about Mr. Holness, sir. It is what all Prime Minister does. You always have the poor relief. You always have the indigent houses. This is what they do. In housing trust, there is a thing that is called a grant. So even people who purchase house through housing trust that are at the bottom of the pyramid, they also get a grant. So that is something that is there. So I'm just putting it in perspective, because sometimes and it's something that. No. I am.
We're going full speed ahead. Sir.
No, not at all.
But congratulate Mr. Wint also is a great man, and we love him also. But,
good.
Not yet.
Well, the people will decide that. You're hearing. As a matter of fact, to the contrary. What you're hearing on the ground is that the man with the blueprint. It is his time now, because the people have said that, listen, he was always there to work alongside with him and Audley. Audley is now going, so it is definitely time for Val Wint. That's what people are now saying. You talk about me sounding like a die-hearted PNP. Hold on, Mr. Rowe. You said I sound like a die-hearted PNP. No. Hold on. Don't accuse me here. Let's be decent. I'm saying to you that, and it's fine. The pushback is fine. But what I'm saying, I'm putting things into perspective to say whether it is a PNP Prime Minister or a JLP Prime Minister, we must get rid of this argument where we talk about what the Prime Minister is giving, as if he is taking his salary and giving it to the people. Let's look at it and say, listen, the credit must be given to the taxpayers of Jamaica, because it's the taxpayers of Jamaica whose money are being used to hand out these houses for the people, and it happens across.
It must go to the taxpayer of Jamaica and also the Prime Minister, sir. It has to go also both ways, sir. to demonstrate his power to make sure Jamaican people are in good health and happiness.
All right.
Thank you.
All right.
So we have to give props to our Prime Minister.
So all in all, you're saying that the takeaway this morning, you're saying that Mr. Wint is a very good man and so on. Do you believe?
Man, and he will done well in Northeast. I'm not telling he will done well, but for now it's not time.
So when will be his time?
His time will come.
Oh, all right. So, Prophet, give me a little bit of insight. You're a man of the cloth. You operate 3 churches. You say, what's happening there? How is it happen? What's going on with the church? What is going on there in terms of the prophetic work and so on? Talk to me.
We prepare persons for the earth. So what we do, we make sure our members are fully equipped. Make sure they have their passport, their driver's license. We instruct them to go ahead.
You assist persons in getting their driver's license and what?
And their passport. We also have nursing school. We also have waiters school to go to train to be waiter. And
your church afford persons that opportunity. That's very good. That's very good. I want to congratulate you. Congratulate you on that. There is an argument.
We train them. We train them to prepare themselves for a brighter future in life.
Good. So let's get it now. The driver's license that you talk about, you're saying that you assist persons in going to driving school?
We assist them to go to driving school. We pay the driving school.
Because we don't want that is buying license for people in the Prophet. We don't want that.
Like license cannot be bought like that.
Okay, all right.
So we assist them by going to driving school, get the learner's license, and then also assist them to get the driver's license.
And assist them in getting their passport and so on.
Their passport. We make sure all of our members will have to have a passport, a driver's license, and they must attach to one of our schools.
Very good. Very good. Prophet, this is not from me. This is a question coming in. That, people who engage you, say for prayer and so on, there's a cost to it. I want you to talk to Jamaica and the world.
Yes.
That listen, what the situation is? It that you charge big money for people who come in for a particular issue? What is it? Can you lay that to rest for me?
Our church is free. You come to church. If you want to show offering or tithe, it's free. No one pressure you. We have overseas members who fly down from overseas want to have a private meeting with the Prophet of God. Now, that private meeting will be into a safe office, just me and the person. It is classified. So we will ask for a contribution of my time in that regard. Persons in Jamaica also will call to say, we want a private meeting with our Prophet. We want him to prophesy to us private into a room. Then we'll ask for a contribution. There's no limit on the contribution. If they want to give 1,000, 2,000, whatever, it's up to them. But to take my time into a private meeting to prophesy to them without the church, then they will just contribute something.
Oh, okay.
And
so
that is understandable.
All right. So it's not that let's say somebody let's say somebody visit a church and you identify that the person may have a difficulty or the person say, boy, I have a pain in the leg and so on. You would basically
we prophesy to them in the church. That is free of cost.
That is free of cost. Okay. So if the person
there's no cost. People saying that church costs, but no, church is free.
So if that said person now, if that same person wishes to engage you, let's say the prophecy in the church did not reveal the level of healing, and that person wants to engage you now in your private setting, will there be a cost to that?
They will come and they will talk to us, and we ask for a contribution. If they want to contribute, then fine. It's not something that we're forced.
All right.
Because church is free. They can get the healing in the church. We support them in the church. It is free. But you have in VIP person who do not want you to prophesy to them in the church. They want to come into a private room for maybe an hour or half an hour, and they will say, Prophet, we'll give you $1,000. We'll give you $2,000 just for you to talk to us into an office private because we don't want no one to know our business. It is understandable. So we have a company that we register for that, called the Power of God Call Center. So it's a different company from the church.
Okay. You see, my duty here, Prophet, is to give you the platform to explain these things, and here you are explaining that, because I can tell you, the word on the ground is saying that, listen, Prophet is out there, and if you say, boy, your back hurt you, him says is $100,000 or is $200,000. So you're laying that to rest this morning.
No matter what you do, people always find something to say. But we are for the people. We help more. We give more than even what we get. Because we pay school fees, we stock shops, bars, chicken pans, we do all of that.
Okay. Just in 1 minute, Prophet. There's another prophet down there, Prophet Mark Stewart and so on. What's the relationship with them? I understand that you guys are at daggers drawn.
No, we're not at war. It is just a theory. The truth of the fact, I am here. A lot of people realize that I am supporting the society. So most persons will draw to this church more. And that's why they have it to say that Prophet Rowe and Mr. Mark Stewart is at war. No, we're not at war. We are godly people. We love each other. Whatever you see on the TikTok is just for the TikTok. After a while, the peace remains. Because God will have to continue. And you cannot say nothing but against a man of God.
But a man of God.
That God put on that man. So Mark Stewart is a great man. He's here for a very long time. And I believe that he is doing well in society.
All right. Well, that's quite kind of you to utter those kind words for your brother there. Prophet Rowe, this won't be the last, but certainly we bless you with in the presence of News Talk here. Thanks a lot, sir. Looking forward to seeing you. All right, all the best. God bless you. All right, that was Prophet Rowe there. He laid some things to rest there. Stay with us. When we come back, we will get into some other discussion. It's now 10 o'clock.
Oh, that was Conrad O'Brien and Prophet Rowe there. I hope you all are hearing me clearly. Are you all hearing me? Let me all know if you're hearing me. That was Conrad O'Brien and Prophet Rowe. That's Conrad O'Brien there and Prophet Rowe speaking there on News Talk 93 FM. We're simulcast with News Talk 93 FM this morning. We're not on, but we're just simulcasting with them. As soon as they come back on, we will hold on there for me. As soon as they come back on, we will go live over to Conrad O'Brien there with his talk show. Boy, it is Conrad O'Brien asked some tough questions, man, because it is rumored that Prophet Rowe is in the league of taking over Audley Shaw's seat. Now he's putting that to rest, that he only wants to be a counselor. And he's also putting to rest that he and Prophet Mark Stewart has a loggerhead going on like daggers drawn, according to our good friend Conrad O'Brien. Prophet Rowe is saying, nothing no go so. Another thing don't go so. Boy, if nothing no go so, then based on what we see in the public domain, we wonder if something really was going on. But Prophet Rowe is putting that to rest and nothing like that. And it's very good that we can have him come on and speak clearly that there is nothing like that. We're going to join back Conrad O'Brien and News Talk 93 FM for his talk show, a man who talks truth to power, a man who don't mince words. We had a program with him the other day where he was speaking to Ralston Hyman, and believe you me, Conrad do a great job by speaking to Mr. Hyman. We're just waiting on him to come back on here for us to hear what he has to say. Who next he's going to speak to hear the telephone calls. Because News Talk 93 FM, straight up program that is hosted by Conrad O'Brien. It's a very important program, you know. It's here on mainstream media in Jamaica. And we decided to bring it here on our platform here. Dwight, I can't prove that, Dwight. I mean, nah, go say nothing like that because I don't know if it's true. I don't know if it's true. As what you heard, Conrad O'Brien asked Prophet Rowe, if is it true that when somebody come and talks and then back they hurt them, he charge them $100,000? He said nothing like that. So I don't know where you get that from, Dwight, because I can't come on and say XQYZ. I don't want Prophet Rowe put a lawsuit against me because I don't have no money. And the Make We Talk program don't have any money. You know, the Make We Talk program has no form of cash. None whatsoever. If we come on here and ask for a little donation, we don't get it. So we stop asking for donation. What we can ask for is that if you can hit the super chat for us, that would be nice. If you can hit up the super chat for us, that would be nice. That's the only thing we're going to ask you for, is hit the super chat. This evening, we come on at 6 o'clock this evening. At 8 o'clock, we have a special guest. A no-nonsense person, a man of the soil, a surprise. I won't call the name. He will be our special guest this evening. I pretty much know when I said opposition spokesperson and education, he will be our special guest this evening. So he will be coming on this evening on the program. And, you know, let me see if Conrad O'Brien is ready for us. No, he's not ready for us as yet. As soon as he's ready for us, we're going to go live back to Newstart 93 FM. We're just waiting on them to come on to the program for us to listen to what he has to say. What next Conrad O'Brien having in his arsenal to come out and speak to the Jamaican people about? Who next he has to interview? We don't know, but we have to make sure that, you know, we all have a say in this country we call Jamaica. And a lot of people who have talk shows and we can put them on, we put them on. I just want to know, because Conrad don't have a YouTube channel, he just have a mainstream media. And I just want you all to know something here. There is a thing that Minister Desmond Mackenzie said about the housing thing. And then the Prime Minister came and said, not Nagosa. So we need to ask the question, is it that Desmond Mackenzie is lying, or is it that the Prime Minister himself is lying? Eh? Is it that the Prime Minister himself is lying, or is it that Desmond Mackenzie himself is lying? We don't know who is lying, because Desmond went at a news conference and said that if you're dead, if you get the house and you pass away, the house must be given back to the corporation, to the government. And I was asking the question, if that house is built on my property, how on earth must I give it back to the government? So is it that Desmond Mackenzie is losing a screw while he come out and say something like that? Huh? Is it that Mr. Mackenzie is losing a screw why he will come out and say something like that? Because something not adding up. Something definitely not adding up. For Desmond to come out and say things like that, and then the Prime Minister is saying is propaganda people spreading on social media. What sort of propaganda are we spreading on social media? It came out of your minister's mouth, Mr. Prime Minister. And he said that if you deceased, the house must be given back to the government of Jamaica. And when we come out and speak about it, you're getting upset. For what reason, I don't know. Hold on then. What are you saying to me? Prophet Roy is saying, what are you saying to me, Annie? It's true, Jeffrey, him tell you to carry 10,000. Then you go to him with 10,000. then him tell you to bring 1 case of olive oil and 80,000. Our Canada brand. Father, help me, oh God. I stretch my hand to thee, oh Lord. Our Canada brand. See there that Annie said. So Annie, he was lying on the radio program a while ago then. I hope somebody can call Conrad O'Brien and tell Conrad O'Brien this. You know? I hope somebody can call Conrad O'Brien and tell him this. Because this 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 is funny. This is truly funny. Hold on there. This is really funny. This is really funny. We're gonna go back over to our good friend Conrad O'Brien from New Start 93 FM in just a mo. I hope somebody can call Conrad and tell Conrad that Annie is telling me. Huh? Because this is really truly funny. Oh my God, we Jamaicans are something else. So that means that you go to him. He's like a barnyard business then. Yeah, ne? Get some J's and Dettol and wash your off and suffer below us. Lord have his mercy, dear God. This no look good. Mm-mm. Annie, can you make your friend call me? Because we don't like to talk to your friend, you know. Please, Annie, make your friend call me. Let me call her back in 2 minutes. Let me call her back in 2 minutes. Eh? Annie, let your friend call me, man. Make her put this out and then him talk about it on Conrad's program. And then somebody can say, no, I line telling. Lord have his mercy. Why would he be telling such a lie? Let's go back over to Conrad O'Brien's program. Let's go back over to Conrad's program here on News Talk 93 FM. Without further ado, we're going to go back over to Mr. Conrad O'Brien, the fireman, the man who don't mince words, the man who continues speaking truth to power. As soon as he go back on air, we go live to him to listen to what he's saying on his talk show there from the studios on the grounds of the University of the West Indies Mona campus. He has to come back as yet. As soon as he does, we'll go live to him. Boy, oh boy. Annie, I need to hear from you, Annie. I need to get a number. You need to call me, Annie. You need to call me, Annie, because you're saying that the man is lying. I know somebody who go to him. Lord have mercy, help us, oh God. I am going to ask her if she can tell you she is in the United States. Whoa! Wow, this don't look good. No, this don't look good at all. He's lying. The lady's in the United States? Oh, Jesus, have mercy, dear God. Before they give me some of the money, they're gonna spend it on profit row. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. This don't look good. So you're saying to me that he went on Conrad's program and lie about it? Huh? He went on Conrad's program to lie about it? Lord. This don't look good. We're standing by to join New Start 93 FM. My friend is in the US. Okay, Annie, get your friend to call me because I'm in the US too. So get your friends to call me. She don't have to call a Jamaican number. She can call me via WhatsApp or call me straight because I need to hear from her. Because the man went and Conrad program and said a while ago that he don't charge anybody anything, only $10,000 to talk to them privately. Hello, me didn't know one, who say must bring a case of white rum, 3 case of red stripe beer, 2 goat. Me no know, that's what somebody tell me. I don't know about it. That's what somebody tell me. Because I don't want to those people. Like what I going through, I don't go to those people. I ask my God to come through for me. He asked for honey and olive. You mean olive oil? No, God says with a heart and help us, oh God. Let's go back to Conrad O'Brien live on New Start 93 FM.
It's for discussion and culture, history, and global influence. Today we focus on the legacy of Bob Marley, whose music and message of unity, resistance, and liberation continue to inspire generation worldwide. The discussion is part of the 28th Bob Marley's lecture and book launch taking place on Thursday. That's this Thursday here, February 13 this year. The theme, revolutionary music and culture resistance, the power of Bob Marley songs and freedom on Robben Island maximum security prison in South Africa, 1960 to 1991, highlights the profound impact of Marley's music on the apartheid struggle and its role in global movement for justice and freedom. Joining us this morning, as I said before, we have 3 distinguished gentlemen here. Dr. Gus, and of course, Dr. Gus is the Bob Marley senior lecturer and director of the Institute of Caribbean Studies, UWI Mono. All right, and also we have Mr. Omar Ryan, communication and events coordinator at the PJ Patterson Institute for Africa Caribbean Advocacy. And last but not least, we have Mr. Michael Hilton, Chief Research Officer at the PJ Patterson Institute, specializing in global governance and decolonization and economic development. All right, so let's begin. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you. Welcome to my colleagues.
Yeah, man, respect, Drew. So, how is everything going?
Good.
Respect
Good.
every time. All right, so let's get into the discussion. Dr. Gus, your lecture and revolutionary music and cultural resistance, what inspired you to explore Bob Marley influence and Robben Island during apartheid?
Well, thank you for the invitation, but we've been doing this lecture for the last 27 years, so this is the 28th version of it.
Mm-hmm.
And the particular lecturer, Professor Neo Ramupi, did his thesis on the issue of cultural resistance on Robben Island prison itself. But you and I know it in the audience, we know that reggae music was very powerful in the apartheid struggle.
Absolutely.
And so, but what is interesting though, he was able to track and actually come up with a lot of things about how powerful the music was. Because you know that the survival album of Bob Marley in 1979 was actually banned in South Africa. Because that particular album had songs like So Much Trouble, Survival, Africa Unite, Zimbabwe. So, they banned it. And from his song, they sang about war.
There's a lot of fire then.
A lot of fire, right? But that's only Bob Marley. Peter Tosh, Jimmy Cliff, a number of reggae artists, were singing the apartheid message.
Yes.
But Bob Marley in particular, his message was so potent, that it was banned. But the prisoners used it as a form of liberation, and that's what you're going to talk to us about. And I think it's fitting because it emphasizes for me the kind of Pan-African approach that we have in the Caribbean, and that we have always been in the forefront of fighting against evil such as apartheid.
Good. So let's get right into it. So how did Bob Marley's songs Freedom resonate with the political prisoner in South Africa at the time?
I would invite the audience to come to the lecture because it's Professor Ramupi who did his PhD thesis on the topic and now has a book on it. He will expound some more. So I myself, I'm waiting to hear more about it. Right? Yes. So after that, we can give you some more details. But here are the details. We only know the general ideas of how it happened.
Of how it happened.
Yeah.
All right. Let me just bring Omar in. Omar, how does the PJ Patterson Institute integrate Marley's message of Africa and Caribbean unity into its advocacy work? All right, just get the mic there.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Radioland. Well, my purpose here today is to really speak about the symposium we're having on Thursday. However, Marley is possibly the greatest musician with a message of unity, freedom, self-determination, and decolonization. And that is what the PJ Patterson Institute for Afro-Caribbean Advocacy represents, creating a platform for advocacy and a framework for coordination and working together among Africa, the Caribbean, and our diaspora. So we must pay attention to the words of Bob Marley. And this month is celebrated by everyone with that Pan-African agenda like the Institute.
Great. All right, so let me bring in, thanks for that. Mikhail, you are Chief Research Officer at PJ Patterson Institute, and through your research covers global governance and, decolonization and so. Talk to us a bit about how deep your research goes, and what you want to achieve, what's a takeaway you want the people to have from this lecture.
All right, good morning, everyone. So, thank you for having us on the program to discuss not only the mandate of the Institute, but also the event that we're having on Thursday. So the research really delves into the philosophy of Marcus Garvey and by extension, Bob Marley, whom we're also discussing today. It tries to integrate all Africans, whether in the diaspora or on the continent, and try to bridge the gaps with trade, the fourth industrial revolution, meaning AI and the technological advancement that we're seeing now, in addition to the geopolitical challenges that we face as people of African descent, both on the continent and in the diaspora.
Good. All right, thanks for that, Opal. Dr. Gatz, I'm coming back to you because indeed, Marley's music goes beyond the whole business of apartheid.
Yeah.
How does Marley's music, in your view, add to the fabric of just freedom and liberation of people, not just black people, but people in general, because Marley's message basically helped to liberate people of other race.
One love. The one love thing, which is the kind of the anthem of many people. One love captures that all, right? But not just all freedom fighting groups, whether black or white, Asian found resonance with Marley's music because they were highly liberation music, music of freedom and redemption and hope. So all oppressed peoples across the globe, and that's why One Love, in a sense, kind of symbolizes, the essence of Marley's overall message. Uniting races and classes and creed, and it's nothing about war. It's a very significant thing because he would also, if you want to call it, a prophet. Prophetic message as well. So his Rastafari faith, we must also give credit that has actually grounded Marley, to see the vision of future, of love and hope for all people, especially oppressed peoples.
Very, very good, very good, very good. And let me just come back to Michael. Michael, before I get to you, Michael, all right, Michael, what made Bob Marley message particularly powerful for the prisoner and in South Africa, under the apartheid regime?
That would really be my area of expertise, however, due to the political situation of South Africa, apartheid South Africa, and as Dr. Gus has said, as it relates to liberation and the quest for Africans all over to unite, because Bob Marley also spoke about Africa Unite on that very album that was banned. We at the Institute we have also been delving into the whole concept of global Africa, right? And global Africa incorporates this ethos of togetherness, as Dr. Gus said, unity, and I think for the freedom fighters in apartheid South Africa, they saw that we here in the Caribbean were standing with them in their struggle against oppression and brutality, and I think here at the Institute we also push not only the research from a standpoint of economics and philosophy and the very high tower sort of concepts, but also culture from the roots level, as you know, and the foot soldiers, as it were, from people, not only Bob Marley, but even the unsung heroes of the Caribbean region and Africa.
Excellent. Ryan, what role does cultural diplomacy plays in strengthening Africa and Caribbean relationship?
Cultural diplomacy. Well, I think culture is one of the areas where you find that African people, whether we are from the diaspora or the continent, the Caribbean, that's one of the areas that we really dominate. When you look at music, globally, even sports, which is a part of culture, those are areas that you find that African people dominate. So it makes sense that we coordinate and cooperate at a diplomatic level and on a people-to-people level, where we can exchange ideas and systems and create what you would call a system of institutional system, a global system where African people can really be successful for generations and reap the intellectual properties and all the patents, etc., that are associated with culture, because the world over, many of our creations are being used without the proper intellectual property rights to African people. And given the legacy of colonialism and the rape of our culture from Europe, it makes sense we coordinate to even get back stuff like artifacts that represent our heritage from Europe. It's important that we coordinate to create a strong global voice. So I think that's why it's important.
Great. All right, let's do a little bit of free flow, because of course we're focusing on the 28 the 28th.
Yes, also the symposium.
And the symposium. So let's get a little bit into that as you give us the information. Just feed us with the information what you want the listeners to be aware of.
The symposium is entitled Educational Transformation in Africa and the Caribbean, Centering African Heritage and Identity. And we will have a whole host of scholars from all over the region as well as the continent of Africa discussing a range of topics as it relates to curriculum development, as it relates to decolonization, the introduction of technologies in the education system, as well as a whole sense of self-pride and dignity of people of African descent. It will be held at the University of the West Indies Regional Headquarters at 9, starting at 9. Registration is in person. It's a hybrid sort of model. So we'll have in person and we'll also have it online. Mm-hmm. So you could watch it online at uitv.global or on the Facebook page of UITV.
Dr. Goss, you're big on the whole Marley's issue there, you know, the role that his advocacy play. Share with us what the 28 means, you know, the 28, and why is this focus particularly around Marley at this time?
Well, remember we're just coming off a very important movie, One Love movie, One Love biopic, right? So people have been so sensitized now to Marley. But in fact, a colleague of mine informed me that prior to the movie, Bob Marley, in terms of like his numbers worldwide, would have been far less than Usain Bolt. But since that movie, that biopic came about, the numbers are trending up so much that Bob Marley could now become the most known Jamaican outside of Usain Bolt and Marcus Garvey, right? So it's significant, and a lot of persons are trying to find more about Marley. And I think that this part of the lecture places that because it shows that this man that was not just a Rasta man and a singer, but this man was a man that had a significant message for the world, right? And that is coming through now. So it's very important for us now to focus on how potent the music was, how significant it was, because sometimes we take it for granted,
and still is.
And still take it for granted. Indeed. Powerful.
Indeed. Doc and my other two guests here, please just hold for me. We're at 10:30 now, but I'm going to take you back for 5 minutes on the other side just to give people the information how they can participate and so further. All right, let's go to the 10:30 break. So come.
Yes, they're going to take a break, but we have some news coming in to us here on the Make We Talk program. Let me take this off here. We have some news coming in to us right here that we need to deal with. Let me put up this here. This is Make We Talk breaking news. Breaking news out of Haiti. The wife of former Haitian President Jovenel Moïse has written to the United States President Donald Trump asking him to declassify all Federal Bureau of Investigation and State Department documents in regards to the assassination of her husband on July 7, 2021. That's the wife of former Haitian President, the late Jovenel Moïse, has written to the United States President Donald Trump asking him to declassify all FBI and State Department documents in regards to the assassination of her husband on July 7, 2021, and also the St. Andrew Police, a St. Andrew man who was wanted by the police was fatally shot this morning in St. Thomas.
Eh? Don't know. It's your auntie. It's your grandmother, so there. Wait, grandma. You have a phone with your auntie. When you going to take off the uniform now? What time you go to school? Auntie, In a history, my community create history, you know? In a history, nothing can cross it, not even walk foot. Yeah, shoot out. Dead, them dead. And the same JPS man I come back down, man. The JPS man. They let it through already, it will come back through.
I want to pass go up.
I went to let off.
Two was wasted some emergency, you know?
There you have it. It was a breaking news that St. Thomas, a man who was wanted by the police, is now in police custody. Actually, he was shot this morning by the police in St. Thomas. And also in our news, the wife of former Haitian President Jovenel Moïse has written to the United States President Donald Trump asking him to declassify all FBI and State Department documents in regard to the assassination of her late husband on July 7th, 2021. And of course, you know, because of the assassination of the Haitian president, there have been turmoil in Haiti until this blessed day. And where the Jamaican soldiers are over there, we hear nothing about the soldiers who are over there. We don't know if they're dead or alive. We don't hear nothing from the Jamaican government, but we're going to ask about that. Let's go back over to Conrad O'Brien.
Welcome straight up right here at News Start 93 FM. Of course, we have our three guests in studio here, Dr. Gus, and of course, Ryan and Omar Ryan and Michael Hilton. All right? And they're talking to us about the symposium and also the Bob Marley lecture. And we are just wrapping at this time. Dr. Gus, any final word and the lecture?
Yes, right. This will be held in N1. N1 in the faculty of
not sci.
No man, faculty of human and education.
Okay.
Right. If you come on Ring Road, if you pass KFC and right across from Mary C. Cole, the parking lot, come right there. You'll find N1 there. But along with the lecture as well, we'll also be having a production from Sylvester Small, who one of Jamaica's outstanding musicians. He'll be doing along with the orchestra, youth orchestra, doing a kind of a new form of Marley's music, re-engineering some of Marley's music. So that will be entertainment for the evening. I will try to have a little fireside chat as well, about the relevance of Marley's message and all that. So it's a fun-filled evening, entertaining, but also an evening, inspiring evening as well. So we encourage all to come.
All right, so it's a free flow. Free flow that people can intermingle and have that kind of discussion.
Yes.
All right?
Yes.
So sounds great. Sounds like a date.
Yes.
Date. And the date again is?
This Thursday at 6 o'clock in N1.
Mm-hmm. All right, so there you have it. Ryan? Chime in.
Yes, so the PJ Patterson Institute for Africa-Caribbean Advocacy will be having our second annual symposium this Thursday as well at the regional headquarters that was previously mentioned by my colleague. And so before you go to the Bob Marley lecture, just come in and see what educators and people involved with driving education policy in Africa, the Caribbean and the diaspora, such as Professor Orlando Patterson, will be presenting as well. And we have the Vice Chancellor of the University, Professor Hilary Beckles, and our distinguished statesman in residence, the Most Honorable P.J. Patterson, former Prime Minister, will be addressing the symposium. And we start at 9 a.m. in the morning, and we will go right up to 4 p.m. in the afternoon. So we encourage persons out there, students, policymakers, institutions, to come out and come be a part of the discussion to take education forward for Africa, the Caribbean, and our diaspora.
Good. Michael, I'm saving the last one for you. Make a pitch as to, get our young people interested in this kind of debate and discussion, rather. What would you say? Why is it important for them to join, and whether in person or, as you said, there is two prongs, so they can also join online?
Well, we've already invited several in schools to attend the symposium, and they have agreed. But the future is theirs, and if they are not interested in their future, how will they succeed? How will the country succeed? How will the region succeed? How will the world succeed? And I think that young people have to take charge of their destiny in order to galvanize support for the issues that affect them. And one way in doing so is being informed. And being informed meaning coming to the symposium to see how we can incorporate methodologies and philosophies surrounding the importance of people of African descent within the curriculum, especially as people of African descent, and especially as societies that are engaging in decolonization project.
Absolutely. And as you hear the whole business of decolonization and so on, and with the discussion that is taking place about, moving away from the monarch and all of these kind of things, it's important for people to get involved in all of this discussion. Gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us here today, and we encourage everyone to basically be a part of both events. One begin at 9 o'clock, so you can segue from one into the other. All right?
Yes.
And one at 9 and
at 6 p.m.
Just for emphasis, reiterate the location.
Yes, Thursday evening at 6 p.m. In N1, and N1 is across from Mary C. Cole Hall. I'm looking to see at 6 o'clock, and you can, if not, if you can't make it, you can probably join us on ICS Moon streaming as well.
Ryan, double down, and the PJ Pads.
Yes, the PJ Pads second annual symposium will be at the regional headquarters, and that is when you're traveling from Mona Road, coming up before you turn onto the Mona campus. Across on the right hand side, that is the regional headquarters of the University of the West Indies, and that is where the event will be held on Thursday the 13th. Thank you much, and we're looking forward to seeing
at 7
you there at 9 a.m. in the morning. 9 a.m. in the morning.
I was just trying to test how sharp here. Yeah. All right. Okay. Yeah. Thanks a lot. Thanks for coming. All the best. All right. So we continue the program. We're going to open up phone lines shortly so that you can weigh in, and all that you hear, tell us what you think. And remember, we're inviting you to go on out and be a part of these two wonderful events. All right? So the numbers, once again, let me just remind you of the numbers. The number is 876-212-9824. All right? So join us. All right. Let's bob here.
Because of copyrights, we have to be very careful what we do here on the Make We Talk program. We have to make sure that we don't have any copyright infringement on the program here. So as soon as they're done playing the song, we go back to Conrad O'Brien. He says he's going to take some calls, then we're going to have him back on. But as you see, there is some other news coming into us that several residents of Portmore St. Catherine are expressing outrage over the government decision to table legislation to transform Portmore into Jamaica's 15 parishes. Jamaica 15 parish, rather. That several residents of Portmore St. Catherine are expressing outrage over the government decision to table legislation into transforming Portmore into Jamaica's 15th parish. I like to know, you're not turn Portmore into a parish and there's not even a hospital in there. That make any sense? That makes any sense? How can you transform Portmore into a parish and there is no fire station, there is no hospital, none whatsoever? Huh? There is no fire station, there is no hospital, and yet you are deciding to put legislation in the parliament to pass bill that Jamaicans will say, okay, we have a 15 parish. I think most of these things that they're doing, it have more to do with politics than anything else. Let's go back over to Conrad O'Brien.
Straight up right here at News Talk 93 FM as we remind you that February is indeed Black History Month. And of course, we had just celebrated Bob Marley's 80th birthday, Madam Producer. It was Bob Marley's 80th birthday, was celebrated on the 6th of February. And of course, there's another Prince of Reggae, Dennis Brown, who also born in this month, and so a lot of other famous people. But we bask in it. Black History Month. Remember now, your Black Pride. All right? Let's go to the phone lines and take our first call. Hello, welcome caller.
Hi, morning, Obi.
Hi, Marlon. How you do, man?
I'm good and I trust you are well.
Yes, we give God thanks. Mm-hmm.
On his retirement from politics in, I believe it was February 2006, our erstwhile former Prime Minister, one Noel James Patterson,
Percival Noel, yes,
described himself as retreating to the pavilion.
Yes.
I have taken particular note, and I'm noting it with glee, quite frankly, that Mr. Patterson has elected to suspend his stay in the pavilion and actually come back into the thick of things in terms of the cut and thrust of the politics and indeed the political hustings. Now, I am referring specifically here to an event that Mr. Patterson apparently was speaking at out in Western Jamaica, where he, among other things, described himself as becoming engaged in terms of developments out in Western Jamaica and coming out of the pavilion, as it were, to basically do the PNP's bidding out in Western Jamaica. For the politics of it, as you can appreciate, it is said here in Jamaica that where the West goes, the rest goes. And to the extent that Patterson has a certain association with Western Jamaica, having served Eastern Westmoreland for a number of years as MP, and of course having been raised or spending some of his formative years in Hanover. He has some associations there. Now, I believe, Obi, that no sober and instructive assessment of PJ Patterson's contribution to Jamaica's body politic would be undertaken,
and development of the country as a whole,
without
Am I
appreciating. No, that's what it means. What I'm saying.
Yeah, man. But we need to, just want to put that. Just want to inject that in there.
No sober analysis or assessment of PJ Patterson's contribution.
Marlon, you have to appreciate the fact that I'm the host of the program and I'm at liberty to say something. No, man, but you sometimes you're going like you want bomb rush me, like me not to say a thing. No, man, you can't do that, brethren. You can't do that. I am saying that it is also arguable that he has served with
So,
distinction,
Obi,
not just in the body
commentary.
politic, but in terms of development of Jamaica. We
I
talk
listen to
about
your
Highway
commentary.
2000. We talk about a litany of things. So we can throw that in. Similarly, hold on, Marlon. Similarly, if somebody came and say the same thing about Mr. Siaga, I would add the same thing to say he has also contributed to the development of Jamaica. We can be gracious. We don't have to sidetrack something when we say it.
I'm going to this morning of one thing. I believe that I have a particular grasp of lexicon in the English language and many, many words. I may be short of many things. Words and choice of words, I am not short on that score. And I wish to go back to what I'm saying. I am positing this morning that when one assesses Percival Noel James Patterson's contribution to Jamaica, no sober assessment of it could be done without acknowledging that he made positive contributions to Jamaica's development. Some that come uppermost to my mind are the Drug for the Elderly program and the National Health Fund. I appreciate the past program and anything that accords with social intervention, but to my mind, the past program was necessitated primarily because of Jamaica's fortunes, or perhaps the lack thereof, over the period that Patterson served as Prime Minister.
And remember now, and this is where we have the cut and trust, and I have to remind you, Marlon, because you came to make your political point. I am here to point out facts to the country. The fact of the matter is that under the government that you support, the PATH program has increased leaps and bounds in terms of bringing additional people on it, and it has been used at every budget presentation, certainly when Nigel Clark delivers, to be something to glorify in his presentation. What say you on that?
The stricter point?
Huh?
Right, so then I come to the... No, I was just asking a while ago if you're through with the point you're making. All right, so you're asking what say me on that point. So I'm in full agreement with you, OB, because the PATH program is essentially Jamaica's flagship social safety net initiative. And the idea is that strategically, our thrust as a government is for more people to transition from welfare to work. And we are delighted that at present, though there are some Jamaicans who are not actively seeking work, I am putting it to the listeners this morning that it is indeed delightful that what we have now in terms of just raw numbers are the greatest.
But in the same breath, Marlon, can you also acknowledge? Hold on, Marlon, please. Marlon, you're not going to just be allowed. No, you're not just going to be allowed to just spread the raw political propaganda. We are going to be arguing the point. Can you also acknowledge that with all of what you're saying, the numbers on the PATH program has increased exponentially, and as a result of that, it argues bad for this prosperity argument?
My brother, my point that I'm making is a factual point. So to try and label what I'm saying as political, it's essentially propaganda or any other disparaging reference, let the listeners be the judge of that. Yes?
No, you see what happened in Marlon? It is for me to give. Hold on, Marlon, just hold on. Oh, just hang on a second. It's for me to basically highlight. You see, as I keep on saying, yourself, Al, etc. You all come and want to make your political point just to score your. My job is to basically to put my job is to basically hold you guys' feet to the fire, whether you are PNP or JLP.
OB,
yes, sir.
I am confident in the unassailability of the points that I make. I am confident in the incontrovertibility of the points that I make. That I am not constrained or in any way distracted by whatever points you may wish to present on the table. So let's be very clear. I was proceeding a while ago to make the point that there is the greatest number of Jamaicans at present in work than at any other time prior in the recorded history.
And I'm also just saying to you, and I'm also just saying to you, Marlon, and I'm going to make the point. Hold on, Marlon, and I'm going to make the point, and I'm going to make the point ad nauseum. I'm going to make it to say to you that while you're highlighting that, it is also true that the number of people on the PATH program has never been more.
My brother,
is that a fact?
Jamaica's economy has never been in a position to adequately treat with the deficits that we have had in relation to indigent persons in the Jamaican population, including the provision of indigent housing. And that is why it is good that you have a caring, responsible, and responsive administration running the country. Persons who need to be on PATH. Can I complete the point that I'm making, and then you can chime in?
Go ahead, man.
Because I would want to respect you as a host. And
go ahead, Marlon. Go ahead.
Chime in with your observations.
Go ahead.
Because I heard your opening this morning, and I know your observations. But let me just complete the thought that I'm making. Yeah? It is a good thing when you are able, in relation to deficits that exist in the society, in this case, poverty, or we call it persons being in need, that the government has the fiscal capacity to better respond. And that is what the situation is at present. As I was mentioning before, the strategy of the government is to move people. The ultimate assault on poverty has to be education and, of course, employment. Putting people in a position that would allow them to go out, whether they're doing their own business ventures or working for somebody, to do that and put food on their table and pay their bills and subsist as lawful and abiding members of society.
Subsist or exist?
Exist and subsist in terms of their socioeconomics. My brother, I use the choice of words that I elect to use. I may be short of many things, but I can assure you.
All right, Marlon.
Not short on vocabulary.
Thanks
anyway,
a lot.
I'm coming to the substantive point I'm here.
Go ahead.
Now.
What is that? You're not finished. You're not reached there yet, Marlon? Go ahead.
So again, for you and the benefit of the listeners, right? The upcoming general elections will be the first set of elections in which there are persons who will be eligible to vote in those elections.
Like many other, like all other elections. Yes, we always have new people.
Who were born after P.J. Patterson exited the political stage and retreated to the pavilion. I am delighted, OB, as a political strategist for the JLP and a political operative for the JLP, that Patterson has elected to come back into the thick of things, because what it does, it creates a really good platform and an avenue for us to really together.
But let me say this, Marlon. No, hold on, Marlon. No, Marlon, hold on, Marlon, please, Marlon. We have people. Hold on. We have people. Marlon. We have young people and people who are listening, and we have to basically put credible information out there. The fact of the matter. Hold on.
And I will do what I am doing.
Good. And I will direct you. I will direct you that you'll have to come here and basically confirm and speak truth. The fact of the matter is that P.J. Patterson has never left the political scene, in the sense that he has always participating in the election and so on within the People's National Party. And he also, during his presentation down there in the West, remind people that he doesn't speak for the PNP in the sense it's really Mark Golden who speak for the PNP, but he is weighing in. He also reminded people that he is in the pavilion. However, the good thing with P.J. Patterson, and we must thank God for that, he has been blessed with good faculty, good memory, and good health. So at age 90, he is still very lucid, very, very, very in tune with what is going on in Jamaica and can participate. Absolutely nothing is wrong with that. Also, in addition to that, I read out some of the things that a PJ Patterson achieved under his tenure. I am also not afraid to talk about things that Mr. Seaga has done as well, because I consider my job behind the microphone here to be across the gamut. In your case, you're somewhat one-tracked, Marlon, and you are not even prepared to acknowledge. I am having a discourse with you. You say something, and I'm saying to you that acknowledge that this also happened. You remind me of Tufton. You remind me of Tufton, who can't even find it within his mind to give Portia Simpson credit for the heavy lifting that she did to bring a children's hospital to Jamaica. We must do better than that.
Let me be very clear for your benefit and for that of the listeners, that I need no assistance whatsoever in relation to whatever observations I am placing on the table. As I've said before, I may have deficits in many regards. I may
All right, Marley, you have about a minute and a half to go up to the hour, so I'm going to allow you to flow. Go ahead.
In relation to intellectual capacity or indeed lexicon in the English vocabulary
or
in the English language. Let me make the point I'm making now. I was making the point earlier because I am not fettering PJ Patterson's participation in the Jamaican politics in terms of voting and going to his party and so on. It is uncharacteristic, I believe, and indeed unprecedented for a former Prime Minister to be proffering the kinds of remarks and broadside against a current administration in the way Patterson did. That's the first point I'm making. However, I am not taking issue with that. I note what has transpired, but I'm indicating to you and I'm telegraphing to the listeners generally that as JLP strategists, we're delighted with that, because what Patterson has done is that he has opened up a door in no uncertain terms for the Jamaican people to be reminded of the litany of woes, notwithstanding some of the positive developments, some of which I enumerated earlier in the conversation that I am seeking to have with you earlier this morning, not least being JADEP and NHF, for example, and indeed highway infrastructure.
Marlon,
those things are good developments.
Are you aware of the role that Bruce Golden played, even in the last election, even in the constituency of Marley and Malahoo Fort?
So you understand the point of departure.
Check those things. All right. Marlon, I have to leave. I have to leave it there. Marlon, I have to leave it there. I'm up on the 11th floor.
Does not comment, however.
Madam Producer, we have to go.
In the way Patterson has.
Have to go, Marlon. Go on.
All right, all the best.
All the best. Thanks.
Monday.
Yeah, man. Respect Drew. Respect Drew. All right.
Wow. Great discussion there with our good friend Conrad O'Brien there from Newstalk 93 FM. They're going to take I think it's the last break of the morning, I think. I'm not sure. When they come back on, we go back live with them. For those who are watching us on TikTok, thank you all very much. Very good discussion there. And I like how Conrad hold his ground. At 12 o'clock, we're going to go off air. Remember to join us this evening at 7 p.m. At 7 p.m. this evening, we're having a special guest coming on. At 7 p.m., myself and Headboy will be on to speak truth to power. I've been trying to get Mr. Conrad O'Brien to come onto our program, but you know when Conrad leaves the station, he's a bit tired, so I thought we're going to have him to come on, but we're going to have a special guest this evening to speak to us and to talk to us about Jamaica's education system and other discussions that we're going to have. Let me see if we're going to get back Conrad O'Brien here now.
NPR News and King Abdullah.
Okay, they're having the news there. I think we should just listen to the news.
Anticipated. Trump has demanded that Jordan and Egypt accept all Palestinians now living in Gaza, a suggestion both countries have rejected. Yesterday, Trump insisted that all hostages held in Gaza be returned to Israel by Saturday. Otherwise, he said, quote, all hell is going to break out. Hamas has delayed this weekend's release of 3 hostages as stipulated in the ceasefire deal, NPR's Kat Lonsdorf reports.
Trump made the comments in the Oval Office while speaking to reporters, but didn't specify what that threat meant or how it would work. He called for the ceasefire to be canceled by noon Saturday if all hostages were not released by Hamas, but also said that Israel could, quote, override it. The fragile ceasefire deal between Israel and Hamas, which the U.S., including members from Trump's administration, helped broker, calls for Israeli hostages to be released over the course of several weeks in exchange for Palestinian prisoners and detainees each time. Hamas had said it will delay the release of more hostages, quote, until further notice, accusing Israel of violating the ceasefire agreement. Israel has said it has placed its troops in Gaza on heightened alert. Kat Lonsdorf, NPR News, Tel Aviv.
An independent research arm that is based in the U.S. Education Department has essentially been shut down. The Trump administration is cutting off the Institute of Education Sciences, or IES. NPR's Janaki Mehta says the cuts threaten vital programs like this one used in classrooms to help children learn.
There's some high-quality digital tools that are already being used in classrooms in many states to measure how kids can make up ground in math. It's part of a study that IES was conducting, and now that that contract is canceled, the study is going to be cut short and the tools could soon be pulled from classrooms.
NPR's Janaki Mehta reporting. Stocks opened lower this morning as U.S. trading partners are promising to retaliate for President Trump's new tariffs. NPR's Scott Horsley reports the Dow Jones Industrial Average fell nearly 100 points in early trading.
The European Union says the president's new 25% taxes on imported steel and aluminum will not go unanswered. EU leader Ursula von der Leyen says the trading bloc will push back with tariffs of its own on U.S. exports in order to protect European workers, businesses, and consumers. The trade battle is a rerun of the one fought the last time Trump imposed tariffs on steel and aluminum imports. Economists say those measures wound up costing U.S. manufacturing jobs. Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell is testifying before a Senate committee today. Powell has signaled the central bank is in no hurry to make further cuts to interest rates. Inflation remains somewhat higher than the Fed would like, while the unemployment rate is still very low. Scott Horsley, NPR News, Washington.
On Wall Street, the Dow is now down about 87 points. The Nasdaq is down 43. This is NPR. Pope Francis has rebuked the Trump administration's plans to conduct mass deportations of migrants who are in the United States illegally. The pontiff sent a letter to U.S. bishops. In it, Francis writes that forcibly removing people based on their documented status strips them of inherent dignity, and the Pope says this, quote, will end badly. The letter also disagrees with Vice President Vance's theological view of deportation. Vance is a Roman Catholic. President Trump has signed an executive order on plastic straws. As NPR's Jacob Fenston tells us, it rolls back a plan by former President Joe Biden to cut down plastic pollution.
Trump says we're going, quote, back to plastic. On Truth Social, he complained about paper straws that disgustingly dissolve in your mouth. He says the government will no longer buy paper straws or provide them in federal buildings. Activist Jackie Nunez is founder of the Last Plastic Straw campaign. She says Trump isn't the first to hate on biodegradable paper straws, but she welcomes the renewed spotlight on single-use plastics.
You know, when we use plastic straws, we're literally drinking in plastic particles and chemicals.
Biden's policy would have phased out the purchasing of single-use plastics by the federal government starting in 2027. Jacob Fenston, NPR News.
A powerful winter storm is headed for the central and eastern U.S. The National Weather Service says winter storm warnings and advisories spread from Colorado to Delaware. Some areas will get a lot of snow in the coming days. Others are going to get significant ice accumulation. I'm Corva Coleman, NPR News.
Valentine's Day is on the horizon, and NPR's All Songs.
I got arrested a few times. During the 60s, I went to jail 40 times. Since I've been in Congress, I've been arrested another 5 times. And I'm probably going to get arrested again for something. I'm not suggesting that any of you should go out and get arrested. But when you see something that is not right, not fair, not just, stand up and say something. Do something. I gave a little blood on that bridge in Selma 53 years ago. I almost died. Some of my friends and colleagues were murdered in Mississippi and other places. I'm not asking any of you to give any blood. I'm just asking you to go and vote like you never voted before. We have to vote. The vote is the most powerful, nonviolent instrument or tool we have in a democratic society, and we must use it. Use it. Go out and vote.
What is the dream for the election that I want to hear from you before me go?
Which election? Sister, me not the funny. I time for everything now. Me not the funny. When me get to election.
Look like.
Sister, me not get no election. All you hear me the pan radio, the chat. Me never get none from them.
So you don't get any dream?
Me not in election. I got me the seek now because guess what? People they say drop dead, so me they repent and go to church back.
They repent? They me not think you did repent long time. Eh?
Me went take over politics and don't have time to send me to read my Bible every morning.
What a shame.
Because me they try to find something to compare with the counter. Some people they get rent pay. Me living on a piece of water box and can't get water. Me go continue to chat about politics, sister. It's blood and teeth against you.
Lord.
Me can't get water whole Christmas upon me pay dinner. Big me when we are 200 and had for the bill upon. Me mad? And if you continue to chat about politics, sister. Nobody with it.
That means
time for everything.
Andrew holding his corner dark then.
Me not nice, sister. Me not go from me not no politics story with you. Me don't with politics right now. Me not talking about politics. Me just suffer loose and nobody not give me nothing at all.
It is finished.
And they chat for radio and things so what. Me just suffer bad and nobody not help me.
Oh
things
dear.
Right. People they go collect pay and me not get nothing at all. Not even dollar me not get some hour.
But you're working?
Me only but working on.
What kind of work you do?
What's the sister about with the right now, yeah? About with the right now. Me know that right now. Just people that come by ya, they get their house right there pay, so them people come every day contract. Not me. Me not get dollar. Let me go closer where because church and politics don't work. Nobody in a politics needs to go on politics. Me come out high. It pay me God they show me say me not get none from me with up. Let me go see God face.
What a way me go. All of the politics will be added on to you.
O'Brien, the fireman, and indeed, it is Tuesday, the 11th day of February 2024. We had an exciting discussion earlier as it relates to the symposium that will be taking place and the 17th, and it was an interesting discussion, so we encourage people to go out and support. It will be a hybrid online and of course at the various halls that they will be taking place at. Hello, caller.
Mr. Conrad.
Hi, morning. How you doing? Hold on.
Okay, man.
Hold on, John. That's you just now. I'm talking to young comrade. Hi. Yes. Hello.
Yeah, man. Hear me?
Yeah, man. I'm hearing you. Go ahead.
Yeah, man.
Go ahead, Corey.
I heard a discussion with Marlon a while ago.
Yes.
But I want to remind Marlon of some things, One of the things in 1995 we said bye bye to the IMF.
Indeed.
Under PJ Patterson.
Tata.
Yeah. By 2007, we had a GDP growth of 3%.
3.5.
Yeah. By 2007, the NIR was 2.4.
And now we're suffering a 3.5 decline. Recall, not by me, not by Conrad O'Brien saying it, but reported by the statin and also the PIOJ. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we had debt to GDP at about 150%, coming from about 200%.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to remind him of
that was also a legacy under Mr. Seaga. There was a 262% debt to GDP ratio, the highest ever in the country. You see, we don't just talk from the seat of our pants. You know, these things are out there. They're unstated. They're on the various websites, so persons can go and see them. Don't take my word for it, right? And when saying those things, it does not negate from the fact that there are good things that Mr. Seaga would have done and they're to be talked about as well. You understand? But the fact of the matter is that if we're going to be looking at things, then let's go across the board. There's this argument that's, you know, people within the Jamaica Labour Party are some people who anti-PJ. All they want to talk about is that PJ was a good politician. PJ was also a good builder of Jamaica. It is here for all of us to see. The younger folks, if they don't aware of it, we have to tell them as well. It's there. And it has nothing to do with being political, although I make no excuse and no apology that, like all Jamaica, I do have my political preference. Cliff Hughes have his. The late Mutty Perkins have his. Barbara Gluden, the late, she had hers. Everybody has their political preference, and that's how it should go. It should not take away from the fact that when you're behind the microphone, if Marlon come and talk nonsense, you're going to put it to him. If John Pollock come and talk nonsense, you're going to point it out. If young comrade talk nonsense, you're going to point it out. That's how it must go, and that's how I operate. People from all sides of the divide see me and said to me, say, boy, Conrad, you are so balanced, because one of the things that you're not going to do, you're not going to sit down there and just allow people to just run roughshod and spread it wherever it's coming from. People call here and talk ills of Mr. Seaga. I shut them down. They talk ill of Mr. Pattis. I shut them down. I don't cut them off, but I say no, and I correct the narrative, and I will always operate in that framework while I am here with a modicum of decency and point out the truth, because there are callers who are going to come just to spread a political narrative. I, as host, have to basically shine the spotlight on it and say, no, not quite so. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, man, and I called a particular radio station last week and explained to the host, our two hosts, that the Jamaican dollar, the US dollar is pushing back at Jamaican dollar, and the Jamaican dollar is actually declining.
Indeed. And that's a fact. Last week alone, $90 million was pumped into to basically show up the Jamaican dollars. Today it lost 37 cents, although the intervention is still taking place in the market. It lost 38 cents this morning.
But the gentlemen were assuring me that the dollar is stable and that the NIR is healthy. Yesterday the BOJ put out a bulletin about the NIR to say that it's about $40 billion less.
Yes.
And this is because of the heavy intervention to push back at the US dollar.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But, the gentleman said he goes to all of the BOJ briefings, so he knows more. You know, and I say that some of these people.
But you don't have to. You don't have to go to the briefing. The briefing is basically posted. Or not, well, the information is posted, so you can you can go and see it. You can go and check it. You know,
and the information is online.
Absolutely.
But the economy is in a bad place, and the economy needs rehabilitation. So far, after the 3.5% decline, the government has done nothing, put anything in place to try to rehabilitate the economy.
Yeah, and we are waiting to see what will happen. What will happen now? Or I guess we have other callers and comrades. So go ahead and Rob, so we can go to the rest.
Yeah, man. I mean, the only thing that the government is speaking about right now is the road programs, the Spark, and the next road program. But those are the only things that the government is to be speaking about right now. I mean, a gentleman was in the car with me earlier when the JIF thing was going on, and he said, "Boy, I can call him Pachi."
Pachi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what is being spoken. I don't hear much about the economy. I hear that the economy is doing well, but I don't see it.
Well, you know,
not saying that.
You're not alone in saying that. The fact of the matter, if you have an economy that has declined in the last quarter by 3.5%, you also have a situation where there has to be an intervention in the market for 3 days, all of $90 million put in there to shore up the dollar. Then certainly something is awry, you know.
But when Marlon comes back next week, Monday and Tuesday, I'd like to hear him speak about the economy.
All right, Marlon, you hear that? So get your pencil sharp, Marlon. Get your pencil sharpened so you can speak on the economy.
Morgan is one of my favorite persons in JLP.
All right, you hear, Marlon? You have members. You have PNP in your fan club. They're saying that you're the favorite JLP member. Well, you know, I have a lot of favorites over there. In across both parties, you know. Of course, I talk about my friend Faval all the while. People say, "Boy, me a Faval girl," but me a Faval gentleman. So you know, Faval is my girl. You know, but that's how it is. That's how it is. And I tell you that, guess what? I have two ladies, two girls in this constituency, and I'm speaking respectfully now. People understand. I have two girls in this constituency in this case, because certainly Patricia Duncan Sutherland is also a favorite of mine. You know, so I'm in a pickle here.
So we're looking forward to that from Sir Marlon.
You know,
we'll see Monday and Tuesday.
By the way, young comrade, I have to leave here, but before you go, over in the neighboring constituency where Miss Knight is running, right, against Mr. Chuck, what are you picking up over there? You go over that constituency?
No, I don't traverse over that side.
All right, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. All right, good. Let's continue to take the calls. I must also say that, you know, we have reached out to many ministers of government, many heads of department, and so on. And we can't hold their hands and take them to the program. Can only reach out. And if they choose not to come, then the show must go on. All right. Hello. Welcome, caller.
Hi. Good morning, Conrad.
Hi. Morning. How are you doing, sir?
I am giving thanks. And to you, listener, caller. Good morning.
Good. Is this John?
Yes, it is.
Oh, you sound a little bit different. Welcome.
Yes. You know, a couple of things here, my brother.
Yes.
You see, I remember in the 80s, Edward Sierra came with the Suppression of Crime Act. And for about 2 or 3 years, a lot of Jamaicans were killed by police under questionable circumstances.
One remember Operation Eradication and so on.
Crime to improve and crime figures, because when the suppression over, I wanted a spike. Because people who were there, we are suppressed. We stop suppress them. You find them ever do what they plan to do from long time. You have to have programs that turn people away from crime.
Yes, that's true.
You see what the police are going with, and look at the government sanction. Turn thing, what the police are going with.
Well, what?
You can't tell me. No, you can't tell me. So if you would plan to do the body cameras from a long time, you can go tell me by ear and no, if you are ready.
All right.
Have so much ears could have deal with it.
Let me just interject here, John. I agree with you with the body cameras, and I believe that police officers, decent police officers, should be on a campaign to say, listen, we want to be outfitted with the body cameras. Because what that would do, that would basically prevent them from the unnecessary attack or saying that list, accusation rather, to say, accuse them to say, here what happened, you're involved in nefarious activities, extrajudicial killings and so on. Because the body cam would show you them. The other thing is that, John, it's a question mark. You know, one way, whichever way it's going, whether it is bad men just brazen and taking on police and the police are defending themselves, or it is police operating extrajudicial killing. Either way, it is something that we all must be concerned about.
Because I'm going to tell you something, brother. All right. At 37 days, you find that 34 persons were killed by police.
Not looking good at all.
Nobody can tell us that all of those people control the police. Nothing like that.
Well, I can't be as definitive as you, John, but what I will say is that it raised a lot of eyebrows. I'll put it no higher than that. I'm not going to say that the police was not confronted or whatever, but you know.
Start to hear our international partners start about it.
I think we may hear that, because these international bodies, you know, they look at these things, and 34 and 37 days. Wow, that's high. That's very high.
Definitely. Something is dramatically wrong. The next part, my brother.
Yes.
You know, I listened to Chris Jackson last week, you know?
Yes, last week, yeah.
And I personally, I am not adverse if the government want to put one term Portman as parish. I have no qualms. But when you have to do something, you want to do it the right way. And first thing, don't tell me that Portmore is surrounded by two major hospitals. Any parish you have must have a parish hospital. Every parish in Jamaica have a hospital. You must have a public hospital in every parish. Every parish have a public. So if Portmore going to become a parish, the first thing you do is make sure they have a public hospital. The next thing, they have to have a public market. Every parish have a public market. It's about what's open land. That's about something that is built, food structure. Every parish have that. And you know, for you to be going to Portmore, you don't want to play that cover the board. Not to Portmore, one parish. No. Something very fundamental is happening in Portmore.
And if you notice what Fitz said, you know, Fitz almost said, listen, once the consultation take place and the people of Portmore signed off on it, then certainly they would have to go along with it, because he said it the same way that it was created as a municipality.
My brother, that is the point, because I'm not going to this man about it, you know. That is the main sticking point, because we, the people of Portmore, signed off and elected their own mayor. If you when that was when the first thing that happened, they were accusing all the opposition at the time, and other people saying, yes, very good model, and we're going to use Portmore as a model for other parishes.
And that's where we should be going, John. All right, John. Go ahead.
Then don't tell me now if that model failed, so they don't want it again. But before I go, my brother, one last thing.
Quickly.
Usain Bolt, very telling interview yesterday.
Yes.
And he said that the government is not doing enough. The government tell me they're not bringing FBI, they're not bringing this, they're not bringing that. The DPP for 2 years now. I tell you about some documents. But then last year, December 4, we heard about 8 critical computer laptops that were taken away. My brother, the PMP government, when they form the government soon, will have to make sure that we have set the programs already, it doesn't happen, but these people must be held accountable to thief the legend money and other pensioners.
All right, Don. Thanks a lot for today. All right? Good. All right, well, certainly Usain Bolt has been very, very patient. He said in that interview that a number of persons, international people, contacted him and so on, and he refrained. But he said that it's too much now, and he had to come out and say something. So we watch now that Usain has entered the fray in terms of the dialogue. What will happen? As Jan just said, we were promised that the FBI and all other agencies will be coming in. We're hearing nothing about it. The SSL matter I'm talking about. Let's watch and see. Hello, caller.
Hi, Conrad. Good morning.
Hi, Maggie. Hi, Marie. How you doing?
I'm good.
Good.
Conrad,
Mm-hmm.
say, them need to give Marley a blank check, for these advertisements in the morning, because it's a crunch time now, and there's nothing as a free lunch. Because I tell you, say, it's a constant campaigning. You can't ever get man tell Marlon take over the show. See? But Marlon, you're every most PNP, that we can see, we support you. I'm just hope because boy, you really feel hard and really about hard. At times for them show you something. But anyway, Conrad, hello?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Margaret. Mary, I'm listening. I'm listening.
Your man my campaign hard, very, very hard.
Yeah, he's out there. He's doing his stuff.
But you're about team party, and we respect that.
Yeah, man.
No hard feelings.
Not. Mary. I am sensible enough to know that, listen, people will do what they have to do. If you notice during the discourse, I even said to Marlon that I expect Al, I expect Marsh, and so on, that they will bat hard for their party as well. All I'll do, and you're listening, from time to time that people who support the PNP come here with things, and I push back at them. And I'm going to do it whether a PNP or a JLP. I care zero. Go ahead, ma'am.
Yeah, because it's about credibility. You understand me? And you want to run a credible platform.
Indeed.
On the airwaves. But you would do that, Conrad. But some places, some places.
I'm aware, Marie. I listen. I don't just listen to this program, I listen widely. And I hear.
Them lock you down, insult you, and run you off, Conrad. May I tell you?
Yeah.
You are the one that you accommodate. You understand me? Not them run you down, lock you down, run you off, and them the one. You understand? But that's the thing.
Yeah, as long as you're not here slandering and so on, and you play by the rule, I'm fine.
You're not lambaste nobody. Conrad, what happened to your friend that live? I don't know if it's Miami, if he lives in Florida. That's one for the Jamaican for Trump. I wonder if he's pleased now with what 45.
I see him sending a whole lot of message here. So you're talking about Wilfred Graves the Great. I think he's kind of back. Hold on, Margaret. Let me take the final break and come back to you. We're in the Wellington Dental Hour. All right, let's take the final break. Suka.
Taking a commercial break. We're going to take a quick break also. Let's just play this until Conrad get back.
Remind him, Papa Dad. Dubplate. Get rid of this evil Prime Minister.
That jaded mean you must dip in it. But I say to Andrew Holdings, you better understand that puts a run wild in a jaded.
Plaza make, and you want a shop on the
A plaza make, and you want a shop on the plaza, it's in US dollar.
My God.
Rich. Everything are run by China. Road are run by China. Government are run by America. Can I preach? Can I preach? Native citizen, we can't hold nothing down here. Can I preach? Chinese are take over. I feel my belly.
Call it Andrew. Call it Andrew. Call it. And I man will sound the trumpet.
And I say, if you think you're bad, Mama B would say to Andrew, call it, because we shall win.
Call it Andrew. Call it. And I man will sound the trumpet.
What is the dream for the election that I want to hear from you before me go?
Which election? Sister, me not the funny. I time for everything now. Me not the funny. When me get to election.
Look like.
Sister, me not get no election. All you hear me the pan radio, the chat. Me never get none from them.
So you don't get any dream?
Me not in election. And God, me the seek no because guess what? People they say drop dead, so me they repent and go to church back.
They repent. They me not think you did repent long time. Eh?
Me went take over politics and don't have time to say me they read my Bible every morning.
What a shame.
Because me they try to find something to compare with the counter. Some people they get rent pay. Me living on a piece of work back and can't get water. Me go continue to chat about politics, sister. It's blood and teeth against you.
Lord.
Me can't get water whole Christmas upon me pay dinner. Big me when we are 200 and had for the bill upon. Me mad? And if you continue to chat about politics, sister. Nobody with it.
That means
time for everything.
Andrew holding his corner dark then.
Me not like sister. Me not go for me not no politics story with you. Me done with politics right now. I'm not talking about politics. Me just suffer loose and nobody not give me nothing at all.
It is finished.
And they chat for radio, they think so what? Me just suffer bad and nobody not help me.
Oh dear.
Right. People they go collect pay and me not get nothing at all. Not even a dollar me not get some hour.
But you working?
Me only but working on.
What kind of work you do?
What's the practice about with the right now, yeah? About with the right now. Me know that's right now. Just people that come by ya, they get their house right there pay, so them people come every day contract. Not me. Me not get dollar. Let me go closer because church and politics don't work. Nobody in a politics need to go on politics. Me come out right. It pay me God they show me say me not get none from me top. Let me go see God face.
What a way me go. All of the politics will be added on to you.
What is wrong with you, mister?
What a way me step in the ants nest, yeah?
Send them one package, come give me. Never send them nothing, come give me.
My name is Conrad O'Brien, the fireman. We go up on...
What is the dream?
And News Talk. We have Marie, and let's wrap with Marie as we have some other callers to take. Hi, Marie.
Yeah,
thanks for holding.
I'm just asking if you're pleased with what 45/47 is doing because Conrad, the man is touching up everybody, you know, and you know now everybody is saying, "Oh, blacks, let us unite." What they think that all the programs, what the man told them, the man tell them what he was going to do on the campaign trail, you know. But you know, a lot of people think that, oh, that don't go for me. Even some of his MAGA supporters, Conrad, are very disappointed.
Absolutely, Margaret. I must say that I had to send a message to one of my good friends, a prominent person in the U.S., citizen, and he voted for Donald Trump. And he and I actually was at daggers drawn, you know. And now I sent the same message to him. I said, how do you feel? He can't respond.
Yes, because
he can't respond because number of these people, all they were saying is that, boy, we'll get a little bit more money. And it's just so embarrassing and disgraceful that listen, people just say, listen, we'll get an extra $5 or so to go and support some of the most nasty things that the man said that he would be doing when he come into office. Now he is doing them. I have a few.
That they were hurting Kamala, you know. And,
Yes.
And they were hurting, you know, it's going to be programs that we will be skewed towards a certain sector of minorities, which would be the blacks and, like, you know, poor people, because when they look and say they don't see themselves being caught up in that net, you know. And no, the latest group, the Palestinians, because I was watching the news, and there's, you know, there's like a certain neighborhood, you know, or community in Michigan that is, you know, everywhere you have certain enclaves, and the Palestinians them, and they voted overwhelmingly. They're not really aligned to anything. They voted for interest, and they voted against Kamala because they said Biden never do anything for Palestine, for the Gaza thing. And now they are worried that of them said this would be the nail in Trump's coffin if he really touches Gaza. And look at it, Conrad. The man want to turn Gaza into like a Dubai, you know.
Absolutely, Margaret. Maria,
that is what he's looking at, like the Gaza Strip, not more than him investor.
As I leave you, Marie. You know, it's a popular radio host there. He's a Latino, and he was supporting Kamala, and he basically campaigned against his community. You know what he said? He said that the Latino men went against Kamala and the Republican and the Democrat rather, because they said that, listen, a woman place is in the kitchen. That's what they were saying in 2024. 2024. You know, sad. Have to leave you there. Have others holding.
But we just want to ask them how them figure. Marlon, make them give you a blank check for campaigning, because trust me, you know, you need it. And every time you call things, just turn over a thing to New Start for Conrad campaigning.
Yeah, man, for real. Well, you know, I'm expecting Marlon will ensure that I get a large chunk of the advertising budget. All right, take care. Take care. All right, Maggie. So it's now 11:39, going up to 11:40. Hello, welcome caller.
Hi, morning, Conrad.
Hey, two ladies, one by one, the two M's.
Yeah, mix up Marie with me, but that's
yes.
That's all right.
I know you're sisters, so you don't mind.
I don't mind. Listen to me. Marlon need to understand. You know, you have some police that put on a suit, and when they put on the jacket, they are very powerful. You see, when they take off the jacket, they are quiet like a lamb. Marlon needs to understand. I don't have a problem. He's buy grants and all these things, you know, for his party. But a lot of young people are listening to it. And the bullyism system, you need to cut it. Listen, when you're having a discussion, you know, overtalk people. You must learn. If Marlon don't learn to have patience, he can't be a member of parliament or a senator. He might go in a parliament and beat up everybody at parliament. He might go in the senate and beat up everybody. He needs to relax and listen, and then him pull the point to you. Because we have both government run.
And one have to understand, Margaret, that as host, whether it's Conrad or anyone else, whenever someone is communicating, whenever your caller is talking to you, you are going to interject, or you have the privilege of host to basically say, no, that's not so, and to put the other side. It's not a situation where you go and run for 5 or 10 minutes and me sit down like me dumb. And also it go.
Well, he thinks he could do that because...
No, not at all. And it won't happen.
Even when
neither with Marlon or anybody else.
You're still hearing Marlon in the background, still going on. He's not listening. He just come to read what he has in his hand, and you need to just swallow it. Anyway, the problem is we have...
And let me just say, Margie, that I personally, I welcome Marlon. I appreciate his participation on the program and everything. But we have to understand that there are some rules around here for everybody.
Yeah, man, and I like to listen to him, you know. I like to listen to him, you know, because that's why I like to listen to him. I like to hear the good, the bad, the difference, and the ugly.
Absolutely.
So we learn from him. But he also need to have a little patience. when he's selling his party. So he's selling his party. Okay? No,
I chuckle because people don't understand. I was at home the other day, and there's a caller. He called the other program a lot. He normally called me here. He was a little bit obnoxious at one point, and a producer, we had to cut him. Goes by the name of Carl. I don't know, and maybe he's blocked, and I asked Tanya to release that block because I want everybody to call so long as they're doing it decent. All right, he made his mistake, maybe he has repented, and so on, so he can come back. So I was at my home, and I was resting, and I heard outside, "Fireman, fireman!" When I look, you know who it was? It was Carl who found my house. So I had to laugh. So he said to me, "You're going to vote for X person?" And I say, "It's all right, man. Sufficient until the day." and I laugh. Mm-hmm.
I want to tell you something.
Yes.
It's what Trump did to all those who used to call you and boast.
Yes.
You see what Trump did to them because they believe what Trump is doing, right? Has been doing, and he's not for them. You see? He's not for them.
No,
we have a problem here, and what I don't like, you understand, we have both political parties, government, run this country under government.
Mm-hmm.
And what this prime minister trying to do is flip it to say they created things. Why I can't hear them say, "Why we continue"? Mr. Thiago come with certain things, it helped Jamaica. Michael Marley come with certain things, it helped Jamaica. Portia Simpson come with certain things, it helped Jamaica. Mr. Patterson come with certain things, it helped Jamaica.
But right? It's not just the PM alone, Margie. Although the PM had to set the queue. But when I look for example, and I say the Minister of Health, Dr. Tufton, he knows, right, that, for example, the Children's Hospital down west, although maybe it has to be a policy position, it is Portia Simpson, and I cannot understand why they refrain from even the first shovel.
Look here.
Of Martha's mix to say that this is Portia Simpson Miller Hospital. Portia went over there when Andrew Holness, as opposition leader, was saying that Portia should have Zoom meeting. People are not going to like when I speak this way. They may say, "Boy, Conrad a PNP," but this is the fact. It's a fact. It's a fact, and I really don't care if people say me a PNP or me a JLP. It matters not one thread to me. Don't matter.
But listen to why I said that is the Prime Minister. He sit down and tell them what to do. Go around and make sure you say how we do it. Everybody must go around. Agriculture Minister must go around. Health Minister must go around.
Well, Dayton Campbell, the PNP spokesperson, Agriculture and General Secretary, said that is 35% of the land in the agro parks under control. I engaged Minister Green Floyd to come and talk to me about it on the radio for people to understand, because if it's 35% of the agro parks under cultivation, we're in a very, very, very dark place. Very dark place.
But Conrad, he come and said green pepper, sweet pepper. He said sweet pepper. He said tomato and all them things there. And I had the flu and I have to pop down to the supermarket, Conrad, and 3 little green pepper are $640.
All right.
And 3 little tomato, we're talking about over $500-700. So when he come to say things went down, he's in a dream world. And I'm not talking about the Coronation Market. I'm talking about some people leaving work and stuff at the supermarket.
I think to be fair, I don't know how widespread, but to be fair, there are some things that gone down a little bit, and we want to credit our farmers for that. Some things gone down a little. I remember, sorry Maggie, I remember I bought even melon a couple of weeks ago for $600 per pound, and I got a bitter melon last week. Bought a few pounds last week, and I got it for, I think it was $450. So it went down from the 600 to $450. I am a tomato man. I like my tomato, and I was buying tomato for much higher price, and I see where there's a little reprieve there now. So some things are trending down.
Don't get me wrong enough, Conrad.
Yes.
Don't get me wrong.
No man, not at all.
I am saying to you, the small farmer
Yes.
still is suffering.
That's
Because
true.
the small farmer is the one that helps us, you know. And the big farmer help you, you know. When you go to the market and Turnation market, and the big farmer help you, you know.
That's
it's
true.
The small farmer. And the thing is, the small farmer might give the eagles them at a price, and the eagles them still have a consistency price. But I'm saying to you, the one who need the help is the small farmers. The big farmers need help too, you know. But let me tell you something. When you put your all, you get your loan, you put your house farm this, and you put your all this to get a loan to start your farm.
Rob from me, Maggie.
Anyway, Conrad,
Yeah.
I'll talk to you next Monday. Give somebody else a chance.
All right, all the best. Take care.
All the best, my brother.
Good. All right, so that's Margaret there, you know, weighing in, giving her 2 cents. Let's take another call. Hello, welcome, caller. Caller?
Bobby.
Yes, Marshy?
Yeah, man.
What's up?
Me there. May I beg Marlon one more time to cut the foolishness. Cut the foolishness, Marlon. Where I talk now make no sense. And people have better sense than where I talk. I want to talk about job and so.
Well, counter Marlon, Marsh. Marlon made his pitch. Marlon said what he had to say. You point out your facts. Tell the people the thing.
One pot of soup. There are 5 hours there for me yard, right? And $3,000 couldn't cook the soup.
Oh, bro.
You can't buy nothing because you can't buy food. You can't buy this and that today, right? So, but the foolishness, Marlon. We talk about on the minimum wage thing and the something we matter about. Cut the crap. Stop talking foolishness, Marlon. I beg you. Because we out here feel something different. But when I want you to come and tell me, Marlon, you have a country named Latvia. You have Ecuador, Turkey, Paraguay, New Zealand, and one named Jamaica. Now, all of those countries, Spectre Index said that they are in recession. You know which one top the list? Jamaica. We are in recession. And without Spectre Index tell us, we know because what would people them out on here against statin?
Yeah. And PIOJ. PIOJ.
PIOJ. And them tell we. And then tell we so we keep sliding, our economy still going in recession. Country we are declining. So when Andrew Holness come up and tell about economic good, he's a, and you know, let me borrow something from the late Danny book. A lie them lie. It has plain as that. It is a lie. You know, in a recession.
Well, you know, Marshy.
That's why they can't pay the nurse.
Marshy.
Yes, they have to wear black yesterday.
Wow. Yes. As oh my goodness. It's here. It's here. I forgot to basically get to it.
Yeah, them just lie. And you actually find
the nurses are basically about to protest for their back pay, their overtime money and so on.
Yeah, they can't pay. The country is broken. We don't have any money. The money rub up. The country, we're not earning any money. We are importing about 10 or 11 times whatever we are exporting. You cannot be paying out less than what you're earning. Don't come tell people foolishness. Jamaica broke. It broke.
All
that's
right,
that's why you have a radio station who they not pay them tax, they not pay them nothing. And that radio station getting a lot of a commercial from government and I squeeze it out. They nobody take any money, they squeeze it out.
Oh bro, you know a lot, man. That's how you go.
The radio station they not pay.
But you know enough, man.
A Jamaica this, what I say. Nothing is secret.
All right, sir.
In this country.
All right. I must say I know not of which you speak, but I hear you.
Know what's going on. That's why the nurses they can't pay. And a
lot of things coming to the fore. Marsh, you're seeing bold on the front page of the Gleaner here. Say game up. Bold considers escalating SSL issue to recover is US $6.2 million.
The former finance minister when he talk about FBI and Scotland
Marshall.
Lie. That's why
all right, Marshall. Let's leave it there. Have to take another. All right, cool.
Sir.
Take care. All right, Marsh. And also, this is a point that we made ad nauseum on this program. We actually talked about it yesterday with Mr. Lewis. And on the front page of the Gleaner today, it said more than gay rights. Former U.S. Ambassador Marino laments short-sightedness of USAID critics, says agency bid for more work in Jamaica. All right, so that's it. It's more than just gay rights. The funding covers the whole gamut. All right. Good. All right. Hello, caller.
Morning, Conrad.
Hi, morning. How are you doing, Al?
I'm not doing pretty well because I'm trying to get on.
Yeah, man, but you're on, Al. 7 minutes of airtime is a whole heap, so make use of what you get, please.
Conrad, I'm expressing something. I'm saying something, and I have a right to say what I'm saying.
Yeah, man, but I'm just saying rather than wasting the time that we have, it's where it's at.
I want to hear me because you're still a waste of time. I still have a say so. Yes. This morning, let me say this to you, and let me say it. I am very proud of how you handled Marlon. I am proud because you're able to push back. Because Marlon came on your program having listened to JLP FM, trying to have some disparaging remark about Mr. Patterson. I think they were listening to you, what you were talking about Mr. Patterson's legacy, and wishes to challenge what you were saying, Conrad. So that particular host of that particular program started out just like how you started out to talk about Mr. Patterson. And they went on to talk about Mr. Patterson, say he was in the pavilion and now he come out and Mr. Patterson should not come out. Let me tell that host of that program that speak about him have impeccable information and credible information. And when we check it out, it was not impeccable, not credible. He has to pay 20 million.
I think it was 12. I think it was 12. I think it was 12 million.
When to come out, Mr. Bruce Golding was all over Southeast St. Elizabeth, not Queensbury, Southfield.
But as I said, Al, as I said that, and we must thank God for this.
Yes.
PJ Patterson has been blessed. You know how much party leader in a party would love to have a leader who out there, Mr. Seaga, when he was alive, he couldn't be out there, right? The PNP have past leader who, because of ill health, can't be out there. Yes. Mr. Patterson is out there.
Yes.
Bruce Golding continue to be out there as well.
Yes,
so I don't know why you would want to shut down PJ. And PJ remind people that he's still in the pavilion, but he's going to participate.
In America, Marlon, listen to this. I want to debate with you next week, Tuesday, Marlon. I'm calling you out and not stop because I want to teach you some political senses because you're like a boy for me. You're young. You don't understand this. Pete, in America.
Not because he's young, it doesn't mean that he's a savage. We have that thing called history.
In America,
yes.
The president do not criticize President Obama. Or they criticize Trump just the other day.
And Trump criticized Obama ad nauseum.
Yes.
All know Trump is blaming Obama while he is still in the politics.
Right, Conrad. Mr. Patterson does not come out as a citizen of this country because of the advertising dollar. You, Mr. Patterson, does not speak because of the ads when I get to camp 6 mile. Nah, Bullby, and 2% listen to him. All Jamaica listen to Mr. Patterson. Marlon, look at educate you along the line. You, now none of the JLP FM can destroy Mr. Patterson's legacy. I am here to defend it, and the nations are here. Hear this little argument, Conrad. With this little the time by Jamaica House, not paying in taxes, come talk about the 90s, the meltdown, and FinSoc. Conrad, you were there. You were working in a particular institution.
I was a part of the financial sector.
And you was a part of it. FinSoc is not Finsac is just a company that came to take over. What destruction that is still happening at SSL. It was the same people that was
Finsac was implemented to help, and I hear people talking
it was
nonsense.
The same people that was at Eagle Commercial and destroyed the economy that came to SSL. Hold off.
Well, certainly you have players. I don't know.
Players, I should say.
You have players who were then in the sector at Eagle, and
yes,
they
and
also at
SSL. Company but they carried out. But they carried out nationwide. And the other Eagle Commercial Bank and then they come at SSL. Both wanting money. Me set up a committee.
All right, Al. What happened? Let's leave it at that. Let's say that.
Hold on, I'm not going to say anything. I say we set up a committee in Jamaica that our legend must get back his money. The reality is that some people believe that because maybe Bolt is not of certain pigmentation or certain class, he must get back his money, he must get it back. And Bolt, don't feel afraid to talk because we are protecting your back. And do not remember when they try was to hit you when you run one race and you pull up. And Mr. Patterson spoke with you and said, don't give up, my friend. It is in feeling that you succeed. And me, I said to Jamaica today, Marley is the greatest political asset that I have.
All right, time is up on me. I'm up on time.
I'm not trying to tell you some Mr. Patterson is the greatest asset that can come out. That's how we cliff you for this morning.
Well, remember that. Remember they said that. Hold on, I'll have to go. I'll have to go.
Mr. Patterson pay in taxes. I'll
have to go.
Don't come out here and tell Mr. Patterson saying about this. I'm about advertising.
All right,
Patterson.
I'll have to go. Thanks a lot for today.
My friend,
all right, good. All right, but
sir.
I want to also just end by saying that, it was Mark Golding who was the greatest asset for the JLP. Has it now changed to Mr. Patterson? Think on those things. Let that one sink in. All right, let me say thanks to Prophet Rowe, who was my guest, and indeed my three friends here who came in and basically talked about matters to come. All right, on behalf of my producer, Tanya Richards, and indeed
say thanks to Conrad O'Brien for bringing us his live coverage. We just had a live feed courtesy of News Talk 93 FM with my good friend Conrad O'Brien, speaking truth to power. Join me this evening as I come to an exciting episode of the Make We Talk program. Our special guest, come on over. I want to say good afternoon to my good friend, Sir Christopher Campbell. Good afternoon to Sir Chris. Good afternoon to you, Star Girl. Good afternoon to everyone who's in the chat. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And join us about this evening as we have another special guest in our program this evening. The person couldn't be with us yesterday, so they're coming on this evening. So join us for an exciting episode of the Make We Talk program. We're also going to have my good friend, Headboy, on the program this evening. So join us then. Until you hear my voice again, may God bless you and may God bless our island home, Jamaica land we love. Have a great afternoon, everyone. And remember, do good for someone out there. God bless you all.
When the game gets rough and this life just seems so tough, make we talk, my people. Make we talk. When this town becomes an ugly place, don't let it erase the smile from your face. Make we talk, people. Make we talk. Conversation is the key, a guiding light for you and me. Spark a talk and you will see. Conflict solver A to Z. World leaders master the art of self-defense just by talk. So people, make we talk. Hey, we're living in a world that on ourselves we must depend. Make we talk.